What is up? What is up? What is up? What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel with your host that does the absolute most, spiritual intellectual 777 here once again, coming at you guys from the house of greatness. And in today's video, we're going to talk about the reasons why people sabotage themselves. So basically what self-sabotage is that one part of your personality conflicts with another part of your personality. So in other words, one part of you wants the success that you say that you want, and another part of you doesn't. And so that's why there's all of this conflict going on and why you are having trouble manifesting what you want. And a fun fact about self-sabotage is that the root cause of it is the fear of change. And if you fear change, then that means that you're going to sabotage every single opportunity that comes your way to achieve the success that you say that you want. And the fact of the matter is that when we achieve success, we feel like it's gonna alienate us from our family and that it's gonna make us a quote unquote a-hole. And then a prime example of us sabotaging ourselves, and this is a subtle example, but it is self-sabotage nonetheless, is that we immediately start eating some candy or we start immediately eating some box of donuts or whatever, even though we say that we want to eat healthy and cultivate a healthier lifestyle. Without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, so the first primary reason why many of us sabotage ourselves is because we want to cling to what is familiar to us, right? Even though we know that where we currently are right now, our comfort zone is not healthy for us and it's holding us back from being truly happy and being joyous and enjoying life. We cling on to what is familiar out of the fear of change, like I talked about at the beginning of the episode. The mind and brain basically go into full panic mode whenever you have a perceived risk of stepping outside of your comfort zone and actually going after what you say that you want. And that's gonna cause that anxiety and that pain and discomfort is gonna cause you to shut down and to not go after any of your dreams and goals. And so a prime example of this is, let's say that you grew up in an abusive and neglectful household, right? And then you get into a relationship with the partner of your dreams that meets the criteria that you want. They treat you right. They show you unconditional love. They support you in all of your dreams and endeavors. They hold you accountable for staying on track towards your goals. They want to see you succeed and such like that. You're gonna find a way to sabotage the relationship by causing an argument out of the blue, cheating on your partner, and just really bringing all of this chaos energy unnecessarily into the relationship, all because you're scared of stepping out of your comfort zone. I'm gonna be honest with you, I've done that with the partner that I'm with right now, my beloved Virginia Francisco. And if you didn't know, she is a life coach, so go ahead and go follow her on social media and book your session right now. She is amazing at what she does. And if you don't take advantage of the opportunity, then that's on you, not on me. Because I've handed you an opportunity, an amazing opportunity at that. But like I said, if you don't take advantage of it, then it is what it is. I can't really help you. But as I was saying, you know, at the beginning of our relationship, I would just find so many ways to sabotage it, you know? I was flirting with other chicks. I was causing arguments out of the blue. I was bringing all of this chaos energy into the relationship, like I talked about. And it just pretty much drove a wedge in between us. And I was just prioritizing schoolwork and work above, you know, the relationship, all because I feared getting close to her and I feared the unknown, which was a partner who listed the criteria and all the other things that I've just said at the beginning of this point. Now I don't do it anymore because I know the value of my partner and I've done so much work on myself to make the familiar unfamiliar and the unfamiliar familiar. Now I don't go out here seeking attention and chaos. I don't flirt with other chicks anymore. I don't do none of that shit because I now realize the value of the relationship that I have. And the fact of the matter is that the root cause of us sabotaging ourselves beyond fearing change is that we don't really love ourselves. Because if we did, we wouldn't be clinging on so tightly to our comfort zones and we wouldn't be sabotaging the healthy relationships that we're in and we wouldn't be fearful of change and such, right? Because we would see life from the perception that, you know, change is a good thing and that life is meant to be lived and adventure is really, really fun. So see, it's all a perception. If you perceive change to be dangerous, of course you're going to sabotage yourself. But if you see change as a positive thing and a natural part of life, which it is, then you're not gonna sabotage yourself anymore, and you're gonna be going with the flow of life, and you're gonna be changing with the times. So without further ado, let's move on to the next point. All right, guys, so the second primary reason and why most of us sabotage ourselves is because of procrastination. And like I said at the beginning of the video, going after your goals and dreams is going to require you to step out of your comfort zone. And you're gonna have this great sense of discomfort and anxiety when doing it at first. And because of that reason, we try to justify it through procrastinating by going ahead and going out partying with our friends, watching our favorite TV show or movie on Netflix, and sitting down on the couch and just eating chips, going ahead and cutting the video game, our game system on and playing a game of 2K. We're doing all of this stuff and also scrolling mindlessly on social media. And we do all of this stuff just to avoid doing the important task at hand. And yeah, in the short term, you're gonna avoid the discomfort, anxiety, and boredom that comes with doing an important task that gets you closer to where you wanna be. But in the long term, it's really gonna bite you in the butt. And you may also procrastinate because you overthink things and you are the ultimate perfectionist and you wait until the right time to act upon your dreams. But the thing is, in life, there is no right time to do anything. Because the fact of the matter is that our life is so short and brief on this earth. So every day is the right time to go after your dream. And the more you keep procrastinating more and more and more, the less and less time you have to actually achieve the success you want, and the more you delay your success. One way to beat procrastination is to set up a time limit on when you're going to get an important task done. And when you set a time limit, this basically kicks you into high gear and gets you motivated, and you start finding all this creativity all of a sudden, all because you placed a time limit on yourself to get an important task done. And it's quote unquote making an imperfect decision. And successful people talk about this all the time, is that they made a so-called imperfect decision. And because they made that one imperfect decision, it has led down to a snowball effect in them getting a lot of things done, and they built momentum off of that. But my point is that you have to in order for you to build up momentum, you have to make that first imperfect decision just to get the ball rolling. And the more and more you keep getting yourself into the habit of doing this, the faster you start manifesting opportunities to be successful, and the faster you actually do become successful. Procrastination also prevents you from taking responsibility in your life. So for example, you start blaming yourself for not writing that blog post or recording that YouTube video or recording that live video or doing whatever you say that you were going to do for the day, by saying that, oh, I didn't have enough time, or I got family obligations, I got bills to pay, I'm real tired from work. And although those may be valid excuses, those are excuses nonetheless. And what do we know about excuses? They do not get us to where we want to be in life. Like I said, you have to go ahead and find a way to give yourself a deadline to actually achieve what you say that you were going to achieve during the day, and just simply make it up in your mind that you're going to get the task done no matter what happens to you throughout the day. Another thing that I want to discuss before I move on to the very next point, or the last point, I shall say, is that you just got to do it, guys. You just have to muster up the courage to actually do the task. And you'll find oftentimes after you do the important task, you'll feel some sort of high, and you'll start feeling even more motivated to do more important tasks. See, now it starts clicking in your brain as it is fun. And one way to trick your brain into doing the important task with little resistance is to tell yourself that doing this activity is fun. It's really fun, and that you enjoy doing it. And this technique I learned by Marissa Peer, because the fact of the matter is, and by the way, go ahead and check out Marissa Peer's videos and do the exercises. It is real wonderful. It's real amazing. You guys would love her. But anyways, as I was saying, when you trick your brain into thinking that something is fun, you actually start doing it, and you actually start having fun. And one instance in my life to where I started doing this was, my partner suggesting this to me, is that before I even started the Marissa Peer challenge, by the way, she suggested that I trick my brain into thinking that doing important activities is fun. And I noticed that when I started doing that, when I started recording my podcast and my YouTube video episodes, was that it actually started becoming fun. Not to say that I wasn't having fun beforehand, but it was because I simply changed my perception. Your perception is your reality. And when you flip your perception around doing important work that you know is going to get you to where you want to be, then it's going to make that transition into the realm of the unfamiliar that much easier. So moving on to the very last point. All right, so the very last reason why we sabotage ourselves is because we don't feel like we deserve success. And when we do achieve success, we immediately sabotage it just like that because we have not done the healing work internally to be able to maintain the success that we have, right? And me and my partner was talking like last night or 2 nights ago about, people immediately achieving success and immediately sabotaging it. And it's all because, they haven't changed their mindset. They haven't changed their actions. They haven't changed the way that they talk to themselves. And this is why you see a lot of the times people achieve great fortune in the lottery or in any industry in general. And then you hear about them a couple of months later being broke again and basically just losing all of their fortune. Why? Because they have not done the healing work on themselves to make sure that they can maintain it. And they still have that lack mentality that has prevented them from holding on to their wealth. So let's say that, an individual grew up in poverty, right? And so that person has been so used to lack and limitation that when they all of a sudden, like, let's say they win like $100 million, they'll immediately piss it all away because they don't feel worthy to have it and because it's not familiar to them. And so they're going to immediately sabotage it. Why? Because they have settled for what they didn't want for so long. And the reason being is because growing up, society, school, religion, our family, and our immediate peers have pre-programmed us to think that having the success that we want is impossible. And because we've been hearing that for a couple years to a couple decades, it's hard to all of a sudden just override all of that programming all in one day. And you're not going to do it in one day. And so you're going to have to do it every day. You're going to have to do it every single day, one step at a time. And the more you keep doing it consistently, the more you override those programs that have told you that you're unworthy to succeed. And cognitive dissonance is a state of having inconsistent thoughts, beliefs, or attitudes, especially as relating to behavioral decisions and attitude change. In other words, our actions line up with our beliefs and values, and when they don't, we tend to get uncomfortable and we want to line everything up again. You feel like, and because of that, what causes you to do that in the first place is because you feel like a fraud and because you don't believe that you're worthy of success. So if your actions and beliefs have correlate with the lack mentality and feelings of unworthiness, when you do get some success, that success is out of alignment with that belief system that you've had growing up. And so you're going to immediately sabotage the success that you have, or hell, even prevent it from coming in the first place by just like throwing away all your money, like I said, and, turning down a promotion at work and turning down any opportunities that you have to succeed, all because you do not feel like you're worthy and because it's outside of your comfort zone. Your lack of self-esteem is the reason why you don't feel like you deserve success. And like I said, that lack of self-esteem is caused by all these outside factors from society. But the thing is, when you do become an adult, you are in complete 100% control of your life. I remember reading this email by Daniel D. Piazza. The headline of the email was like, stop blaming your parents. And I feel like this is so synchronistic with what I'm talking about. And part of what inspired this YouTube episode in the first place, to where he talked about how we grown up has influenced and shaped our mindsets. And yeah, it may have been unfortunate that we've grown up in abusive and neglectful households, but when we become adults, we are 100% responsible for where our life heads from here on out. So the thing is, you have to stop blaming your parents and your family members for why you're not where you want to be. And yeah, it may be true that the system is rigged against us, but at the same time, how will we have all of these people being successful out of the woodworks, especially in today's society, to where people are becoming millionaires and even billionaires every single day? You have to take 100% responsibility for where your life is and to stop pointing the fingers at everybody else. And so with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the video right here. Thank you guys for watching. And if you're brand spanking new to the channel, I first and foremost want to welcome you with open arms into the Spiritual Intellectual 777 family. And if you haven't done so, make sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit that bell right next to it so you get notified every single Friday that we go live at 11 a.m. Not live, every single time I upload videos on this channel. And videos come on this channel every single Friday at 11 a.m. on the dot Central Standard Time. And if you haven't done so, make sure to go ahead and click the link in the description below to join my Spiritual Intellectual 777 YouTube tribe so that you can go ahead and interact with me. And you know, if you have any questions, if you have any topics you want to suggest for me to cover on the channel, or if you just simply want to chit chat with me one-on-one, you're welcome to do that as well. Now, like I said, the link to that Facebook group is in the description below. And if you're a supporter of the 8 Mil Productions brand, make sure to go ahead and cop you some merch right now. Again, the link to it is in the description below. And a thing that I forgot to cover in the video is that if you want to have in-depth tips to shift your self-image and your self-esteem, the link to that podcast episode is in the description below as well. And if you guys are interested in learning the books that have changed my life for the better, the links to those are in the description below. And yes, those are affiliate links, so I do get a 10th of whatever you buy from those links. Just gonna keep it 100 with you. And make sure to go ahead and smash the hell out of that like button and go ahead and share this video with your friends and family that you believe need to see this video. And as always, peace in and out with the highest vibes, and I'll see you guys next Friday.